I don't use any of my like physical assets to get something.
Saying you're hot?
No.
Tell the camera you're not hot.
I'm not hot. I'm just saying that in general. You wouldn't use physical
hot.
assets.
What do you want to say?
So you can say you're hot, I'm hot.
Exactly. The podcast is about the truth. How do you really feel?
اللي بتأثر تنورة ليه بتأثر تنورة الحقها عيون الشباب.
Welcome to another episode of the podcast, episode 15. The season is flying by. Season's flying by. I'm going to do 20 episodes this year. I've been told, I'm going to get to our famous guest here soon. I've been told I don't have enough ladies on the pod. So I thought about it and I said, I don't want to just have a lady to have a lady. I need a strong and particularly Arab lady to join me on the pod this week. So this week, I would love to welcome, I'm honored to welcome Dana Vicci, Syrian Techno princess for the stars. Welcome to the podcast, Dana.
Thank you.
Are you nervous? Don't be nervous.
Crystal, you're Arab as well. My name is Dana.
Ana Arab, Ana
It's
Asli.
Dana.
Dana. Can I say your real name? No, not on camera.
No, not now.
No, Dana Vicci, sorry. Dana Vicci. Dana if you're white, Dana if you're Arab, yeah. Dana, welcome to the pod. It's an honor to have you. We're going to do this in English because most of our viewers are English. I've done some Arabic podcasts, and the amount of time I spend editing it to make
difficult.
it English, especially with a producer that's from Africa, so it makes it all a lot tougher. Terry, I love you. You know I love you. Dana, welcome to the pod. Tell me a little bit. Just give me a little bit of synopsis about you as a person. We'll get into the details later, but tell me who you are and why you chose to come here today.
So my name is Dana. I'm Syrian, recently Canadian as well.
Tahiyya Surya and congrats.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you. I can now travel because our Syrian passports, wallah. And Lebanese one as well. I don't even know what to do. I don't know if you have that, but
both of them.
I still love it. We still love it.
Yeah.
We still love it regardless. Min Mutfi, I still have it. So, Where did we even meet?
We're talking 3 or 4 years ago. And I think before COVID.
Are you sure?
I remember I came outside. I was hammered, as always. And I had my uddas on. And I was speaking Arabic. And then you saw me and you said, where are you from? And I said, I'm Lebanese. Where are you from? I said, you're Syrian. And you had the whole fit on. You had the whole techno fit and this and that. And then I said, there's no way you're Syrian. And you said, yes, I'm Syrian. We started talking Arabic. So that's where I met you. I think I got your IG from that. And then the us went from there. But to be honest with you, we haven't really, in passing at clubs, this and that, events you have, but we haven't really sat down and had a conversation. So, ahla sahla bil podcast.
Thank you.
And now we can have a real conversation, finally.
Absolutely. I'm so glad. I mean, you're busy always traveling, always partying.
I mean, it's a busy life, but I love the pod for that reason. It slows me down, allows me to have real conversations with real people. So you have a very interesting story. Why don't you tell me about your roots? Okay. Born and raised where you grew up, and how your life started.
So I was born and raised in Dubai. Let's say the United Arab Emirates. Not everything is Dubai.
Yeah, it's just a little emirate.
I studied there. I finished my undergrad in Lebanon.
Wow.
LAU, shout out.
LAU. No accent, that's why.
LAU. I did journalism there, and then I did my master's in Canada. I did it in Schulich School of Business.
Wow.
So I finished all my degrees to please my roots, to please my parents.
Masters, well.
Yeah, I graduated with distinction. Why are you laughing?
No, it's great. It's always great to see. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, I finished everything. And I still decided to go into music, and I studied music. I did production school in Berkeley, and so
Berkeley.
I basically Berkeley.
Wow.
US, yeah.
Oh, you've been all over.
I have been.
Okay.
Berkeley, I did it online.
Okay.
Because production you can do online.
Was that just cause or during COVID or?
Just cause it's easier.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to do it online, and for time purposes, because I still have work, I have commitments, and so I chose the online kind of route, and I loved it. Now I have 3 degrees, all somehow interrelated. They all cross paths, and
impressive.
Thank you. Sorry.
And then so all those degrees, but somehow you became the techno princess.
Yeah, it was all because of Lebanon. I don't want to. It's not a blame. It's beautiful.
You're boosting the band heavy now, Dana.
I'm
You're
what?
boosting Lebanon heavy. We need
Well,
to know.
it was Lebanon
Was
music.
Lebanon always just trips, or you actually lived there for some time?
I was studying there. 3 years I lived there.
LAU. That's
Yeah.
right, LAU. So.
I lived in Hamra. Oh,
يا
I miss it.
ويلي. Honestly, the Anu Hamra.
I miss it so much.
The Hamra got destroyed.
I
The
know.
Hamra used to be the spot.
Yeah.
هلا نعم أنا مخيل and Beirut and
They all got destroyed. All my friends, like some of my friends, like you sent me pictures. It's very devastating. It's a shame what happened to Lebanon. Honestly, Beirut, everything. So I haven't visited since like 2018, and I really want to go. I think you're going soon. No?
I try to
Or
go.
you already went?
I try to go every year. I'm going in 25, 24 days now. My best friend's baptizing his son, so
Cute.
I'm going to go for that. I love Lebanon. It's in my DNA, you know. But I was born
course.
and raised here.
Yeah.
I was born and raised here. But my father's very old school. My family's very old school.
Yeah.
So Lebanon is in my DNA. So I always go back. But yeah, I mean, Lebanon is a host to everyone, Syrians and Khalij and everyone. It's a beautiful country. A lot of history.
But yeah, I did that over there, and I'll tell you the story.
Tell me the story. I want to know the roots. Yani, you're born and raised in Dubai, but you're Syrian. Tell me everything. We have time. No rush here.
First of all, when you're born in Dubai, you're around a lot of cultures in school. So I was in the international school of Shweifat, which is also Lebanese origin. You know Sabas?
Shweifat?
Sabas, yeah. Sabas, Shweifat.
There's a division in Dubai.
There's a division in Dubai. There's a division in all the cities, in Syria, in Lebanon, in Qatar. Like, it's everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I studied there, all like from grade 1 to 12. Graduated from there.
Okay.
And then I had to decide, you know, what country do I want to go to? It was supposed to be Syria. I did want to go to Syria, but the war happened.
So that's when Syria started to get very bad.
Yes.
And I don't want to talk too many politics, but it's in your DNA, right?
Oh, absolutely. I love Syria. I am Syrian. Like, I speak Arabic, Syrian Arabic. I eat Syrian. I breathe Syrian.
Your parents
just
born and raised?
Born and raised in Syria. Yeah.
And so they moved to Dubai also because of the war?
For work.
For work.
Situations and work. Opportunities that my dad wanted he was searching for it, abroad first. And then he wanted to go back to Syria.
Okay.
Right? But
so when your dad was thinking about leaving Syria, he thought about Canada, America first?
He wanted to stay close to Syria because we wanted to go back to Syria. We spent half our year in Syria every year.
Even between Dubai and Saudi.
Yep. Yeah. It was sorry?
It's a tough decision to leave home.
It is. My dad, all our family's there. My dad and my mom, our family, is the first family that left. So everyone's there, you know, and it's very hard to have all your extended family in a country and you're the only one kind of
But I commend
away.
your dad because it's not an easy decision, especially when all your family.
Yeah, that's why I hold it all to my
You know,
dad.
a lot of people. I know the situation in Lebanon is arguably worse now than Syria in terms of the situation in the country. Lebanon's a failed state; it's just dead. But people are still living. People are still having fun. Don't get me wrong. But in terms of the bigger picture, it's a dead state. But in Syria, now it's better. But back then, it was. A lot of people said to me, even in Lebanon, they say now, I'd rather die in my own country than move.
Yes.
I'd rather, you want to...
That's all my family. They would rather, stay there than starting up from zero.
Yeah.
So
that's the toughest part. And starting from zero now, or when, my parents came in the 70s and this and that, it's different.
Yeah.
You know, it's different now. It's harder now. It's harder to get going again from zero and come here. So, I don't know what your dad did back home or whatever he had to do to come here, whatever, but you got to commend him because life, I'm sure he helps now that you guys are here and you're in thank God, Canada gave us everything. I have a lot of issues with Canada and that's just me being a third world asshole or a first world asshole, but it's a lot, there's a lot of good, but there's a lot of bad, but at least we have power, we have electricity, we have a government, this and that. These are the things that back home, they don't have it. They somehow live.
You know, in Syria, we had all that. We had power 24/7. We used to give Lebanon power.
Man, they stole it. They stole it all. They gave it to us, and the politicians stole everything. I still have, I still have 1 hour power. That's all I have. Every day, the generator runs 23 hours. So whoever you gave the power, next time, run it right to my house in Lebanon, right to my house. Because they would steal it all.
I remember because when 2005 war happened in Lebanon, I remember I was in Syria as well.
06.
06.
Yeah.
I remember we were never used to having the power cut off. We had like for people who have a very wrong idea about Syria, we used to drink water from the tap as well.
Yeah.
We used to have electricity. We used to have free hospitals. We had free schools, free universities, free everything.
Yes. Yes.
Every country has its good and bad.
Yes.
But I would definitely say Syria was developed in its own way to an extent. And it was still developing in comparison to Lebanon in some ways.
Yeah, we had a lot of wars. We had a lot of shit.
So in the 06 war, the electricity used to get cut off from Syria for like 4 hours in the heat. We had no electricity because we're giving it to Lebanon. I mean, it's a good cause. I remember we also it was the same, the coin flipped in a sense.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of Lebanese that came, stayed with us, stayed in the schools, stayed in the hotels that was open. But
it flipped.
It flipped. But the difference is like Lebanon, like what, you guys are 4 million in Lebanon?
I'm not now 5.
At that time, it was 4.
That
but
time, 3 or
Syria,
4.
you guys had 4 million Syrians go to Lebanon, so almost,
And listen, even in my village, we had them. They came with nothing. They left war, and we gave them basements to live in. We gave them everything. Our doors were open because in a way we're all family. In a way, in a bigger
It's difficult
way.
though, because like I do understand people in those countries can't even feed themselves. Yeah, and when I was in Lebanon, it was what I saw was a bit devastating. The gap in wealth is
no middle class, no middle class.
It's crazy.
Even in the Middle East as a greater region, there's not
crazy.
Really
I think, I did live in Dubai. I know. I've seen the crazy sports cars, but I've never seen I haven't seen the sports cars park in the university. You'd find Ferraris. You'll find all these go to university, and
especially where you studied.
Yeah.
Just a quick note on Lebanon to see the severe poverty, to see people not being able to eat. People going through the garbage.
Yeah.
This is too much.
That is too much.
I don't want to say you don't see this in Canada, but there's a very, very small amount of people that cannot even feed themselves.
Yeah.
But on Lebanon, it's too rich and it's
or
too
nothing.
poor.
Yeah.
And that's because, I'm controversial, I'll say it, a lot of people at the top steal a lot of stuff from the people, from the shop, and they can't, people just want the civil liberty to live. Electricity, power, food, water. We don't even have that in Lebanon. So, and, Syria went through it. Now I think Syria's coming back a bit, which is great to see. And hopefully Lebanon will come back. And I don't want to speak too much on politics because it's a dirty game, and one person's right, you never end up being right no matter what. Someone always gets hurt. So I want to talk on it. I wanted to touch on it because you are of Syrian roots, which I know you are proud to say it, but I don't know if a lot of people know you are.
Are you Syrian?
Yeah, and I know people don't know, but I was even surprised when you told me, but after I knew you were, I said, that's amazing, right?
Why don't I look Arab?
Of course you do, but you never know now. We look Greek, we look this, we look Persian, we look everything.
I get Persian sometimes, but I don't feel I look Persian. Like, Persians have this distinct eye shape I can spot.
Right away,
spot right away, so...
but it's good that you still have the Middle East, Syria, Lebanon, everything, Dubai, in your roots, because it makes you as a person. And I think, above all else, character... We have that. We have a strong character. We have good morals.
I was going to say morals, ethics, character. It's just us, Yani. I have a lot of friends, and I force feed everyone. Which is the same way you're force feeding me as well.
Yeah. Dana had a set at bar yesterday. She had an Escobar. She got into it. It's okay. You look great. You look rested today.
Thank
you look great.
you. Thank you. I tried.
But no, it's not for everybody. But on the pod, Shisha and tequila is the name of the game. So, but it's nice to see where you came from and where you are now. Okay, so you came from the motherland and you came to Canada. And what did you think when you got here? You told me you studied at Concordia. Did you study at Concordia?
I studied first semester at Concordia.
How was that?
It was lovely. I actually, funny enough, I had someone from the UAE that came, also Syrian. His name was Yusuf. Shout out Yusuf. Oscar.
Shout out Yusuf, wherever you are now.
Montreal.
Okay, he'll watch this. We can get him the link.
Yeah.
We have Yusuf. You're gonna watch this. You got to shout out. I always like to shout out people on the pod.
I love Yusuf. He really helped me when I first came. like ما بنقول في يوسف في لوري في مجد.
Yeah, give all the
These-
shout out. Right in there. Right? I got my own magic. Shout out magic. But right in that camera. Shout out who you want to shout out, Diana.
Yusuf Oscar, Lori Piloyan, Lebanese Armenian, and
couldn't tell by the name.
Majd Syrian as well.
Of course.
George Hade as well. These people were kind of
George, love you.
they were like the people that kept me going when I first came here. It was very
You met them there or they
difficult.
came with you?
I knew Yusuf. Everyone I mentioned are Yusuf's friends
In Montreal.
in Montreal, because Yusuf came before me, I think like 3 or 4 years before me. Okay. He lived in Syria. He was with me in the UAE. And then he went to Syria. He did the move that we wanted to do.
Okay.
And then, of course, they came to Montreal. And then when I came, Jimmy Shawi, hi.
Shout out Jimmy. Everyone knows a good Jimmy.
He introduced me to Yusuf again. He was in my school, Yusuf, but then we lost touch because we were kids.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy brought me back in connection with Yusuf, and he kind of kept me alive because it was very difficult. It was like a shock to me
It's
coming to
depressing. It's
Montreal. Culture shock, weather shock. I mean, I lived in the desert. I left dunes of sand. I came to dunes of freaking snow. Like,
Montreal's got the worst winters. I love you, Montreal. La belle Provence. I love you. But tough.
it
Quebec,
was
tough.
so tough. I was eating so much, but I kept losing weight, and I didn't even know how.
It hits
Depression mentally,
yeah.
I think my whole body was just like burning everything. I just couldn't accommodate because I saw all my friends go to Lebanon. I saw other people go like here and there, and all my friends are together still having fun in Lebanon, and I'm just like لحالي, like I'm just at the other end of the world. So it was extremely tough because I was so when I first came, I was a bit like I couldn't accommodate, so I needed to go back and then come back, like go and come.
شم الهوا.
Yes,
Go back.
like I just needed to breathe.
You went back Asuriya or you
Lebanon. I went to Lebanon.
Okay.
I went to Lebanon.
I'm sure we welcomed you.
I mean,
There's no better country to go back to if you want to have.
Eliana Bihaidar, love you.
They get a lot of shout outs today, Dan. A lot of shout outs.
I can't. These are the people that are are
You're
part.
still in touch with all of them? Or most of them?
Yeah. Like my friends in Lebanon are the type where it has been a while since I've been in Lebanon.
You gotta go back.
I do.
Yalla, next summer we go. Let's go. Why not? لبنان بلد الكل لبنان.
عن جد. Like, well, it's a beautiful, one of the most beautiful countries I've ever seen. I haven't seen so many countries in the world, but I'm sure like يعني Lebanon, I have to give it food, prices, beaches, pools.
Beach and the day you ski in the day you swim.
Nightlife was just something else. يعني بعدين I was younger, like I was
Come
so.
شغلة, tell you a story.
Tell me.
People, they think I'm fucking crazy when I not only that I go back, but I enjoy it so much because all they see on the news is this guy did this and this guy did that. I don't want to diss the Western media, but the true essence of Lebanon, Syria, Dubai, all the Middle East is a beautiful. As a region, is a beautiful region. We have it all.
Yeah.
We have it all, and we have Shab Mhem, a very strong group of people, whether you're Syrian or Lebanese or Palestinian or wherever you come from. It's a very strong group of people. And obviously I'm biased towards Lebanon because it's the place I go most. I have family there. I have the home and this and that. And my grandfather and my grandmother are buried next to each other in 10 minutes from my house. And it's like you see في تاريخ عندنا بلبنان. There's a history in Lebanon. So we're honored that you decided to come back to Lebanon. Obviously, Syria.
It was the closest thing to Syria.
Of course.
I really wanted to.
I'm
like
20 minutes
it's
from the border.
It's the same.
20 minutes from the Syrian border.
Which
نحن بالشمال, we're in the north. I'm in the way north. So you have Trablus, you have the closest neighboring city.
like Trablus goes to Latakia.
So give me like
are
half
you
an hour.
Trablus?
I'm
around
15
Trablus?
minutes from Trablus. So I'm like half an hour from Syria. I go out
makes sense.
and then you go around. So
Yeah, it makes sense.
Beautiful land. What a beautiful land.
It is very beautiful. I visited Trablus once. I was crossing from Syria in the past to Lebanon. It was literally the year after the 06 war. and I
That's
saw
where
the
war
I
happened,
saw
too.
the buildings.
Yeah.
Like,
you see everything.
because Trablus really got a
Oh.
big hit at that time.
I could hear the bombs every day from my house.
We used to see them from Syria as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to see them from Syria. It was sad, and a lot of people struggled like already with all the struggles. It's just very difficult.
It is. Plus, you picked the right place to go back. That's what you're saying. You went back when you said you had to go back to.
Yeah, I needed to breathe again.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
what happened is I also finished my undergrad in Lebanon. Okay, so I did my bachelor's LAU.
Shout out LAU. Yeah, Lebanese American University. The best.
LAU, the best years of my life. The best years of my life, I could say. Those 3 years were.
So when you went back, you didn't just go back for ziyara. You went back like 3 years.
رحت زيارة, but then إنه رجعت like for the undergrad.
You applied from Canada to go to LAU.
Yes.
And you got in. Spent 3 years, beautiful years in Lebanon, and then.
I came back to Canada.
خلاص, it was time.
It was time, yeah.
What year are we talking
I was
about?
ready. 2000, September 2017. I came back. I would come back.
Wallah.
No, so like when I was in Lebanon, I would come back to Canada.
Visit, yeah.
I would just stay because I just needed to. Look, I had the opportunity to be able to do that. A lot of people don't. You know, so I'm very thankful, and I can't take this for granted. You know, I was able to go to Lebanon, and my dad made this happen. My dad gave a lot.
Can we shout out Baba?
Baba, shout out Baba. I love
Shout
you.
out Baba. Does he have an
Baba or Mama?
Baba, Mama, Akid, Mama, Akid. Are you
Mama
the only
has.
child?
La, I have 3 other siblings.
Wow, big family. Shout out Baba, shout out Mama.
Shout out Baba, shout out Mama.
Hopefully they see this. They're not gonna see this. And
Mama probably. Baba does not like social media a lot.
I know, but Baba, Asli, huh? Like Asli. Huh? Anyways, yeah. So 3 years in Lebanon, and then back to Canada.
Yeah.
And don't mind me asking, I don't want to get too personal, but jobs, did you work odd jobs just to make it and make some money?
Honestly, yes. Even though I had the degrees, turns out it does not matter in Canada.
Everyone has a degree in Canada.
I was like, in the Middle East, you have a degree, you're good to go.
Yeah.
I came to Canada, I'm like, my degrees are worth nothing.
I know, it's tough.
It was like the most confusing time of my life.
Right.
I had to work from zero. People don't, and I can't say everyone, a lot of people do not understand. Like, I would say from back home, for example. They don't know, it was a shock to me about the degree situation. And no, you have a degree, that doesn't mean you're going to get a job. So I started from zero. Honestly, like, I was scammed into some jobs as well.
Oof.
Yeah. Like, I applied once. This is funny. This is like a scoop. Okay.
Give me a scoop. We always love a scoop on Zimbabwe.
I don't even know if I want it on the podcast.
Yeah,
like,
it's
I'll
okay.
think
Do
of
it.
it.
If we have to cut it, we'll cut it. Don't worry.
I applied for a marketing position, okay, for a phone company. I'm not gonna name anything. And after they made me sign, مدري شو means and etc.
It's always helpful to get them
etc.
subtitles, etc.
Yeah.
Midri shoes, etc.
مدري شو etc.
For all the people that Midri shoes, etc. Good. Continue.
It turns out when I first went into the office, it turned out to be a door-to-door.
I did door-to-door. My father made his whole living off door-to-door.
Yeah.
And back in the day, it was a thing because people, they welcome
That's how it worked.
They would welcome you in. Nowadays, they shut your door in your face. No, dead.
To be fair, I will take pride in that. I never got a door shut in my face.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I would just talk, not let them shut the door.
Yeah.
I was never handed anything to me on a silver plate. Everything I've worked for. I had scholarships in Canada. I've had scholarships in Lebanon. You know, I didn't just like throw money.
Yeah.
You know, like
or your looks
or like
and this
ask me
yeah.
that, or none of that. I start from zero. I don't use any of my like, let's say, physical assets to get something. And
you're saying you're hot? Is that what you're saying?
No. I mean,
Tell the camera you're not hot.
I'm not hot.
That's a reel for sure. The reel's like a preview.
Oh,
like,
okay.
We after we do all this, we'll cut it and we'll make like previews to like get the episode.
Okay.
Anyways, Al-Muhim.
I'm just saying that in general, you wouldn't use like I'm sure you don't use your
I'm
physical
hot.
assets.
What do you want to say? I'm hot. I mean,
So you can say you're hot. I'm hot.
Exactly. How do you really feel? The podcast is about the truth. So how do you really feel?
I mean,
I'm hot. Say I'm hot. Look at the camera.
I'm
That's your camera,
confident. I'm hot. I'm confident.
But you did. What you want to say is I'm hot, but I did not use my looks to get to where I am today.
Yes. And I still don't like. I'm not where I want to be. You still work. No one like.
في درجة بطلع على الدرج
Yes, درج. Yes, staircase. Step by step.
Step by step. Yeah, a lot of these Arabic translations don't mean anything in English, or like there's a lot of shit doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so I did the door to door. We would wake up if you said you've done it. I'd wake up at 8 or 7, go from 8, literally come back home at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Just knocking on doors in different areas. What made me quit is one time, like, cause I'm like, this is what's gonna take for me to get to the higher marketing positions, I guess, because I'm still like discovering. I ended up going with them once to another field, and it was somewhere, I don't know where, it was like a little town in the middle of, I don't fucking know. And the people were a bit unfriendly. At one point, someone was following me around. And then me and the girl that were working, I'm like, can you call your mom, please? And then she called her mom, and they tried to put us in a motel. That was my khalas, my red flag. I'm like, the company tried to put us in a motel. And the pool was empty. It was like those movies that we watch in the...
Like you're about to get, someone's about to slice you and dice you, So that was it.
That was it. She called her mom. I never. And that person, the company tried reaching me. They tried calling me from different numbers, all that. I was like, hello, Anni. Like,
hello, Anni translation,
hello, Anni.
please.
Yeah, like, leave me the
beep
alone.
You get cursed. Yeah,
I don't want to.
I know, but you can. But so that was that.
That was the first job ever in Canada.
Wow.
That was my first ever job. That was so confusing to me.
Of course. It's a tough start.
And then I honestly wanted to get some experience in the world, but it was a great experience.
That's an experience.
It was very hard, but
you don't really worry. People, that's one thing I want to compliment the Middle East and Lebanon and Syria and everywhere. Through all the shit we're dealing with, like, I could leave my door open at night and nobody walks in and steals something.
Yeah.
Even as sad and as bad as the situation is in Lebanon and as it was in Syria. Yeah. We said it on the last pod episode. Sharaf and karami. Like, loyalty and respect and honor is it's built in the DNA of all these people. So no matter what we're going through, that's something that we don't worry about. We don't worry about, like, they always, I don't know if you see those reels and those TikToks. People leave their Rolls Royce keys on the hood of the car in Dubai. And they come back 4 hours or 5 hours and the car is still there and the key is still there. That's one thing about back home that I never once worried about my safety. Okay, the bigger picture of the wars and everything, of course, but the people, like,
no. In Syria, I used to walk at 4 a.m. in the morning by myself. Me and my cousin we would walk on the... So sorry. We would walk on... There was like... Okay, the way fun is in Lebanon and Syria is نتمشى على الكورنيش. We'll go walk by the...
We have clubs, we have everything, but
Yeah, but what is the...
If you're walking in Hamara or you're walking in Maritayel or wherever.
In Syria, it was more walking by the beach. Okay. So in Lebanon, it was Hamra.
Yeah.
And like... Because the universities are right in front of AUB, LAU. They're right in front of each other. It's a like... I can compare Montreal downtown to... A little bit to Beirut. A little bit. I mean, like... How many areas?
A
lot of them. A lot.
Laval, Little Lebanon, Laval.
Côte Vertu, Laval, like all of them. And I'm just... It was crazy, but I understood how similar they are after I went to Lebanon, and that's what made me, like, love Canada as well. Like, it reinstilled, like... put a connection for me.
Yes. But alhamdulillah, the Middle Eastern, just last week we had the Taste of the Middle East. Mm-hmm. We had Our Lady of Lebanon Festival last week. There's a lot of us now. There's a good contingent of immigrants that allow us to, like, if I ever want to feel like I'm back home, like, I've done podcasts at Sahara, at Phoenicia. My uncle used to own a Lebanese restaurant every Saturday night. There was a hafle, there was a sing.
What was it called?
Ambrosia. I don't know if you remember Ambrosia.
Bella, I do know Ambrosia.
Yeah, my uncle used to own Ambrosia.
Interesting, nice.
My dad and have a
I've been there once, I think, with my mom and family.
It closed now because he retired, but it's like whatever you wanted to feel like you were back home, and whatever you could feel it. So thank God Canada and it embraces us. MPs would come, this and that,
and they push that. They push for you to express like, you know, the culture.
Because who does Canada? Who you say you're Canadian? What are you? Either you're Scottish. Are you native? They own the land first. Are you this or that? There's a lot of things you could say, but nah, like, alhamdulillah, like we have a great contingent of. Masalan, we met. Nothing to do with our roots.
No.
Lebanon, Syria, this and that. You heard me speaking Arabic. I saw you this and that. Oh, you're Syrian, I'm Lebanese. Khalas. We're like family right away. Like blood. That's how we're built, right?
Yeah.
So back to your life, because I don't want to talk about me always. I always talk about me on the pod. But so you worked the odd jobs. You got acclimated with Canada. Hala sorte like princess DJ. You're a big shot. You forgot about all those little people. But
what?
No.
What?
No. You're still asli, of course. But tell me, hala now you're still on the way up and you're growing, and I love to see that. But how did you navigate from all this and decide that
like subhanallah, I don't know what's that in English.
God's
yeah, something
will,
like that.
Yeah.
I always manage to choose the hardest paths.
Okay.
Always. So I chose a path which I'm very passionate about, but it's extremely hard because your beautiful gender, the male gender.
The male's dominated.
It's so dominated.
You're talking about the DJ space.
Yes. The EDM industry, hatta music industry, I want to say, in general, it's
yeah.
very male dominated, whether it's managers, agents, artists, everything. It's very male dominated. So being a female, it's so difficult because you're placed in some very tough situations sometimes, right? And you need to prove yourself times 20. You know, like you need to work like a lot harder.
You need to work harder than a man does.
Yes, a lot harder. And like lastly, a female has an expiration date, what they say in the industry, a lot of the time. Men don't. Yani what like name one female like share barely.
Yeah.
You know, but like
well, you look at Tiesto, you look at God rest his soul, Vicci, and all these guys, and Zed and everything. These guys are going.
David Guetta, Carl Cox.
I love Las Vegas. They're there they have residency. They're there every weekend. They're still going, and maybe we don't hear them mainstream, but yeah, it's tougher for a female.
It's very tough, and in general, it's really tough because the female has a lot of societal pressures on her, whether kids, babies, taking care of house, having a family, blah blah, and also having a career, and also like being successful, and like the mountains on a female is like insane. And don't get me wrong, it's something I also struggle with because I try to manage all of these. I am the type of person, I want to have a family, I want to still have a career, still be successful, and I need to manage that some way and figure it out, you know. And the field is just extremely difficult to kind of pierce your way.
Did you know that when you started? Or did you think like...
Obviously I did, but that's why I was like, I have the gift of choosing the hardest paths. But like, I feel like the hardest paths are the most exciting. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Oui.
It's the most fruitful. Yeah. High risk, high reward. Low risk, low reward, in a sense.
And so you started... tell us how you started.
I did get like... in the end, so with all these odd jobs, before I discovered that I want to do music, I worked all these odd jobs, and I ended up reaching my goal, which is getting into a marketing, or not even a really big entertainment, like company that I really respect in Toronto. I don't want to name names right now, but and I entered the marketing field, and I was in the office, and right before COVID. I achieved it. It took me like what, a year of odd jobs, a year and a half of odd jobs. And then I got into the position that, my degrees, of course my master's, I did it between that. So a year of odd jobs, my master's, getting the...
And you got the position that
I got the position I wanted.
Okay.
And then COVID happened. So we all got, we went home again. And I'm just like, وبعدين? And what? What now?
Yeah.
So we were all not doing anything for almost a year and a half. Like people who are, of course, I'm talking about people who needed to be physical in the jobs.
Right.
And the entertainment industry in general paused fully. So, and I was in that. I was in the hospitality and entertainment. That's like where I had my dream job at. Yeah. And I clicked like one day it clicked, and I'm like, you know, I was like revisiting. I was listening to a lot of music at home. I lived in Yorkville. It was like life's good. I made money, and then COVID happened. And you know what's crazy is like a lot of people struggle as well with COVID. I mean, I was working one day and the next day I'm not. I have a year's rent as well that I need to pay. You know, I have my savings, but like they were supposed to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And so you need to juggle so many things.
You gotta pivot and adjust, Dana.
Oh,
You gotta
absolutely.
pivot.
So,
Yeah.
but I was like, you know what? Let me look into one of my passions again. I never dreamed a day that I would go into DJing. Never dreamed. Like I thought she is first of all. Okay.
Love that you're giving the subtitles. Saving our lives, making our lives easier. Yeah.
But like giving subtitles makes me forget my ideas.
You're starting in the DJ space.
Yes.
You found your passion.
Yes, I never thought I would get into it because of how difficult it is. And when I was in Lebanon, I was always the one watching those artists. But like one time when I was doing my undergrad, one of the DJs called me up on stage. No, I was in the back. In Lebanon, there's always like the backstage shenanigans.
Yeah, they need a crew behind the scenes.
So, like friends knew this person. I went with my friends and I was backstage and I had a little amount of followers that was like at that time, like it was considered something.
Okay.
And the agent told me like, yeah, go film, you know, with the DJ. And I'm like, okay, cool, let's go. And I think like I just went and
I was just selfie or something.
Yeah, like just no, not even selfie. I was just filming the crowd because it's so cool. And I did that.
This is in Lebanon.
At I don't know if you know.
HAM, of course.
Yeah.
AHM. If you
AHM, yes.
It's open still? I don't think so.
Yes. Garton's not open.
No,
Garton breaks my heart. I loved Garton.
Yeah.
Garton's that big dome.
Yes,
it's
yes,
like the one that's by or it was an eagle at that time. What did I want to say? Yes.
So you're on stage
I was on stage filming, and then the DJ comes. He was international. He came from Berlin, I think, or something like that.
I remember seeing this video.
Yes.
You
yes,
posted
from
this long time ago.
I did.
I remember
it was
this, yeah.
actually in another podcast.
It's cheating on us already. Another podcast.
It was before you even started this podcast.
I know.
But the video is there. Like
Okay.
I still have that little video.
Okay.
But anyway, so he told me that he wanted to use the washroom, and he put me on the, like, I was like, I don't know how to use it. He's like, just don't worry, like the loop is looping. Like it's because in house music, like music goes on for a really long time, right?
Yeah.
Like 8 minutes, 10 minutes sometimes, like as in per track, I'm speaking.
Okay.
So he put it on that, and it was going, and you don't need that much to use the washroom. So he left me there. There was no one next to me.
Just you.
Just me, and
how
the
many
music's
people are you
playing.
looking at?
I don't know, over 1,000. It's
Yeah.
is so
massive.
big. It's
Is
massive.
Yeah.
And like
Did you feel the moment? Did you embrace it?
I did.
Or were
I
you
loved
scared?
it. I got goosebumps. When I get goosebumps when I feel something, I got a rush, an adrenaline rush. It was beautiful.
The moment. That was the moment.
It was beautiful. And like when you go to, sometimes you end up losing your friends. My friends are like,
They left.
like, no, they were there, but they were like looking at me. They're like, how did you end up there?
Yeah.
It's
That
like,
was the moment. I liked it.
they're like, you know, like, let's take her.
Yeah. How long was the guy in the washroom for?
Not too long, but like.
But then you felt the moment.
I felt the moment. It was too fast for me at that point because of how, when you're in an adrenaline rush, you don't feel time. I did not feel time, and after that, the video started circulating in double mode. Like I hit it. I forgot about it. You know, I had a nice vacation there. You know, but then when COVID happened, I'm circling back to COVID because that's when I remembered it, and I was like talking to Sasha about it, and he's the one who pushed me to kind of like get into it, because I see it was always men. Like we're always watching. I watch Boris, Ben Clark, like Maceoplex, all these people. I'm like always watching men play. I'm not a lot of females. You know?
There isn't. Hatta now they're
they're like countable on on my fingers. You know, so. Anyway, he kept pushing me. He's like, why not? You know, and I was like, I never like. That's the only thing I feel like in the Middle East. Like I never thought the why not. In Canada, you can do whatever. You know, it's like I'm like, yeah, why not? So I feel like I kept being told that I have the charisma for it, the stage presence, I guess is what they call it. And I'm personally, like, in general, I'm outgoing but shy at the same time.
Okay.
I don't know if that works, but
introvert, extrovert kind of thing.
Yes, but like somehow they're meshed. So I just like I trained myself. I learned how to DJ first. That's what I did.
On your own. Just basic DJ.
Yes,
Like
yes,
just
basic turntables.
mixing.
Yes. A friend taught me how, actually. David Murray, shout out.
Shout out you. You gave us Dana Vicci.
Yes.
You learned how to be a DJ, yani basic. You know, a lot of people learn the basics, but I'll ask how you kind of became a techno DJ. I want to know that, right? Because your Arabic roots. I mean, there's a lot of techno people in the Arabic world, but how you chose that as a genre, and then also you're a woman, and getting in this scene as a woman is tough.
Yeah.
So tell me what you experienced and how you got it and how you made it. Now, like you did Escobar yesterday. Like that's one of the top places in the city, and you've done Rebel, you do all these. So tell me how it was getting in, and how you made it to where you are today.
It was, so first I told you I learned, David taught me, and then I hosted my first party at the Octopus Garden. I hosted my party.
At where?
Octopus Garden.
Where's that?
I think Queens. ما بعرف صراحة, like I don't know. I'm very bad at directions.
I could tell. It took you an hour to get here today. Shout out GPS.
I'm very, very bad at direction.
On Queen Street or?
Queen Street.
On Queen Street.
Yeah.
Your first event was on Queen Street.
Yes.
You were DJ.
It was outdoors, August 2021.
That's how did you get it? You just told them.
My friend owns the venue,
Okay.
and I was like, can I host a party? I just want to, I want to get into it. Of course, like
You were going to DJ. That was the thing.
Yeah.
Okay. But you felt confident enough, like you felt khalas, I know.
That's what I wanted to break the barrier, because I haven't DJ'd for people, so I kind of did that, and it was a success. A lot of people came out. It was so much fun.
Okay.
And that was my first ever gig. And then, actually, funny enough, the gig after it was Love Child.
Wow, doesn't it? Right away. Shout out to Rash. We love you. You know Rash, right? From Suna.
Yeah.
Ginger Afghan.
For me, shout out Dan. He's
Shout
the
out.
one.
Okay, Dan too. Dan, I love you. Dan, I love you too. Rash is more my boy. Dan, I love you.
And Dan's the one who reached out to me, and he's like, "Come host your party." It was still COVID, and it was like crazy that, and we hosted a party at a Love Child. It was so much fun as well.
Yeah.
It was at the time where you can only be 100 people in this venue, or less.
You started in the tough times.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
5 to 10 only you're allowed to drink.
I did. But that's how it was. So, and I started like that, and then the genre in Toronto is pretty interesting. It's very limited. It's very limited. So to love techno and not be able to play it for a really long time is difficult. It was difficult on me. I can play any genre, to be clear.
Give me some hip hop when you get a chance. I'm a hip hop guy. When you can.
Hey, Muphead. Hey, Muphead. I don't
but
like.
You know what? But let me tell you though, the reason you're saying.
If I play hip hop, I'll play it techno. I'll put a remix on.
No, Jizzy. Drizzy's got some mainstream pop or whatever. But let me tell you this: when Drake kind of made a burst onto the scene, obviously
Black Coffee one.
Black Coffee, The Weeknd, all those guys, they kind of took over the nightclub scene, the bar scene.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood what you said.
You know what I'm saying? Like, in, let's say, 15 to 18, 19, 20, it was all hip-hop. Because Drake became the big guy, and every club we went to was hip-hop. And house music, it used to be kind of house music.
Yeah.
Like music, and those nightclubs was all
and
like
government. And
government was, right? So hip-hop wasn't really there. But then I think Drake came and changed the scene a bit. Because it was always, he was the guy he put on for Toronto. I mean, Justin Bieber's from Toronto, but I don't hate him, but everybody, it doesn't really recognize.
He's, Justin Bieber, very great artist.
Of course, he's the biggest and the best. But Drake was kind of like, I want people to know I'm from Toronto, and he sang about Toronto. So that's why I think for you in the techno space, it was, hip-hop was kind of became up here. Even Drake's pop too, he's whatever, R&B. That kind of became like the music that everyone wanted to hear and listen to and whatever. And also because there's lyrics or whatever. I mean, techno is techno, but, like you said it to me. You said, I want to hear lyrics just in the beginning. Then you got acclimated to techno, but...
Not acclimated, I just understood it.
You understood it better.
You need to, I guess, understand it. And to be fair, there are some house genres that I prefer less than others. there's like UK drill, and then there's the normal rap, and then the US rap. There's so many like subgenres under a genre. And out of all of them, to be fair, like I've always loved techno. Anything high BPM, lots of energy. I feel like it releases like lots of stress inside me. It makes me relax, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And it doesn't really talk about harming anyone.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, a lot of lyrics.
I mean, like,
yeah. You're right.
It's so hard, but it's the most peaceful, if that makes sense.
You're right. A lot of the lyrics nowadays, yeah.
You know, to be fair, like, honestly, I always joke about myself, like, when it comes to, like, rap, I hear a track, I can never understand what they're saying. Even I know English. I don't understand what English are they speaking. And with all due respect, there's so many tracks that I'm a fan of, you know, like in the rap genre, but like, I just don't understand. It's like funny to me. I like it.
Well, I just want to we're both, she's Syrian, I'm Lebanese. 90% of our songs are about love.
Yeah.
This guy chasing that guy. Okay. It's different.
It is different.
Rap is about killing this guy or partying with this guy or whatever. So I hear what you're saying. So I guess that's why you chose techno. And it's now I'd say it's 50-50. In terms of Toronto. We're in Toronto now. You're a Toronto DJ. I would say it's 50-50. If you want to go listen to techno or house or whatever, you know where to go. If you want to listen to hip-hop or rap, you know where to go.
Yeah.
Which is good for you.
Yeah.
Right?
I would still say it's on the weaker end. The house and... Because, again, I told you, hatta in house, hatta is like even. Sorry, I need to stop.
Don't forget your train of thought. It's good.
Even
if people don't know what hatta means, they don't have to listen.
Yeah.
So, for some reason, there's like this big wave of the Tulum vibe, like
Saluna.
house music.
Shout out Saluna.
But I just need to clarify that's not all house is that. There's so many like.
There's different variations.
Yes,
different subgenres, as you said.
How can I say this? Like, it's nice to expose yourself into different genres as well, you know? And to be fair, I've been to the countries that play the music. It's only Toronto that I've seen that is a little bit very constricted on one specific subgenre. And I'm just like, how can we fix that?
Yeah, so that gave you the door, right?
Yeah, so I'm just like right now, as I work, I try to like throw in a couple of techno tracks every and like even the like I would say the more commercially like the more commercial spaces,
well, your track "Miss You," which I love.
That's tech house. That's not even techno.
Whatever that is a great one. I can listen to that, and I'm not a big techno guy. But I can listen to that and I can enjoy it, and it gets the vibe going. It gets the vibe going. Mabruk on that, by the way.
Thank you.
Big track. And
I think it's doing very well, honestly.
Yes.
Like it's being played on Virgin. It's still on Virgin. It's on Z103.
Would you consider yourself a celebrity now?
No.
You're still Donna from.
I would never want, honestly, like it might sound cliche, but I would never want to consider myself a celebrity. I don't want to separate. It's like separating.
You don't have your nose up.
I don't. No, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't think it's necessary. The thing is, I feel that respect and good treatment should be to everyone. It shouldn't be like.
Arafin Karami again.
What? Like, I mean, like what? Am I not right? Like
you are 100%. A lot of people don't think like that. I'm just saying.
I don't disagree. I've seen a lot of like different treatments. I've seen, for example, how people treat me when they didn't, for example, don't know how much followers I have.
Yeah. Oh.
When I was doing my odd jobs.
You want to tell us how many you have or no?
Huh?
You want to tell us how many you have?
No.
But people can search.
People can like search, but
we're
like
gonna get her out
it's not necessary.
No.
But I'm giving an example.
Alhamdulillah, and thank God you've built a good following.
Yeah. Okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay.
It's not.
Following. It's like.
More on TikTok, by the way. TikTok's insane, but yeah.
TikTok is a ticking bomb.
Yeah,
it's a tick.
Literally, it's an explosion waiting to happen.
But it really that. Sorry, we went back to the odd jobs. It really taught me a lot about like even further. Yes, humble. Taught me how to work harder. It's it also taught me how to appreciate the money you make.
Yes, save it or spend it.
Saving it.
I'm gonna be like I'm the opposite.
Not even just saving. It's appreciating. Not even spending it, but not spending it
Every
like,
dollar you feel it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Spending it correctly.
yeah.
You know, wisely, I guess is the right word. Like there's you go out, that's great, but like you don't want to wake up on the street. And
Everything
the
in
next day,
moderation, I think, is the best.
everything
way
is
to live life.
moderation.
Everything in moderation.
Exactly. You literally like that's summarized. That's it.
So Love House, then Love Child. That was your first gig, and then your first gig was your friend's place on Queen, and then Love Child, and then you've slowly adapted.
Slowly, yes.
Now you did Borrow yesterday, and you're doing these more. I don't want to say reputable, but these are the best places in the city. So do you feel you're at a place now where, like, I'm sure, do you want to be? Let's
Absolutely.
say,
My goal is festival. I want to be a festival.
you want to be
DJ.
like a Burning Man. You want to just pump that, like you
Tomorrowland.
like you want to be that. That's where you want to go with this.
Yeah.
This is the end. This is not the end. But this
not
is
the end, but that's the direction.
The direction you want to go.
Yes.
And do you feel like Toronto is a good hub where you are now, and the
I would
jobs
say
you're
yes,
getting?
because it's giving me the difficulties, especially with my genre. It's so difficult.
Do you
with my
feel
genre.
like today we're drinking Patron?
Yes.
You know, they're very, very, Dana and them, they have a very good relationship. You want to shout
Patron
them
is
out?
my partner. They're my partner.
Or
I'm
your
partner with
You're
Patron.
partner with
yes.
them, which is beautiful. I mean, when you start doing deals like this, whether it's sponsorships or licensing or whatever it is, you start to become a brand in a way.
Yeah.
Like Donna is now a brand, right? She's not just a DJ, a local DJ. She's becoming a brand, right? Which is that when you first started, that is ultimately the goal, is to become a brand, become a DJ. You get paid for your sets, your time, your events, and then eventually.
Of course, that's the business, right? That's the business part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
So,
you have a team, or
I'm
are you
Dana.
doing-
I'm Dana, but there's Dana Vicci. So I try to separate myself from the.
كشخصية.
Yes,
Yeah.
because it's very difficult. Like Dana Vicci, like when she's. I'm talking about. Oh my goodness.
No, so speak. I always speak in the third person. Always big third person guy.
It's really it makes me feel better because like Dana Vicci has to play she has to be, not even play, she has to become a character, or the character of Dana Vicci that is while playing is different than myself.
as a
Yeah,
person,
as
I
Dana,
know.
like the day-to-day Dana. The day-to-day Dana loves to just go to a farm and ride horses.
Yeah. Really?
I'm an equestrian.
Wow. Google a question if you don't understand it. Google it. That's
Horseback
crazy.
riding.
Yeah.
I love horseback riding
Really?
very much. Yes, I'm a big sports, I'm very much into sports. But unfortunately, my school back home was not, Sabas wasn't the strongest when it came to pushing
That's
arts, sportsmanship.
Especially for women. I mean, women just started driving and flying in some countries in the Middle East.
Yeah, it was very difficult. I love gymnastics, very big gymnast I used to be, but not big as in like popular, but big
love
fan.
it,
I
passion,
loved
yeah.
it. And horseback riding, they were my top two. Volleyball as well, I liked it.
Wow. I have the medal right in there. First place.
Volleyball?
Volleyball term.
Love
First
love
place.
volleyball.
I love you. What do you like more? You like in the studio producing a song that you post on Apple or whatever that becomes, or do you like to be in the clubs, in the bars, and DJing? What is more your style? Do you like to be in the studio more, or do you like to be on the set with people around?
Oh, definitely with people.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm big people's, and I love it when people are just with me. Yeah, and on the tables behind me,
Yeah.
arms literally like under
remember.
I love that. That's why I told
Gives
you
you
like
energy.
Yes, I take my energy from people. That's why I
Beautiful.
told you I'm a
Love
bit extrovert introvert, because on my personal self, like
You're
I
quiet, you're
I
calm.
like to be with animals. I just like to chill and relax.
But no, I can see how you have to be a different person when you're
Yes.
behind the tables. When
Yes.
you're behind the turntables. You have to be.
Absolutely.
And if you're there and I've seen some DJs that they have no energy. They just sit there, they do their set, and they go home, and you don't get. Even if they're playing the best music, but when you see the DJ having a good time, when you see the DJ like feeling it, which I know you do it, you vibe with it, you move with it, you this and that.
Absolutely. The DJ is your biggest example is Fisher. Do you know Fisher, right? You don't even like this music, and you like Fisher.
I know Fisher. I know them. I love Las Vegas. They're all the.
So Fisher, you get the energy from him as a person.
Marshmello.
Marshmello as well.
Did a
But
song with Nancy. How Nancy Ajram.
Yes.
How that all came about, no one knows. But it's like crazy.
Yeah.
It's insane. And you don't even see his face, but
No.
you feel his energy.
Yeah.
Right. So energy is a big thing, and I see you. I've been to a couple of your sets. Your energy is high, right? So I love it. I love. Even if the music is not my style, I'm open with that. I don't, I like to hear lyrics. I like to this and that. But when I see someone having that much fun,
You can't not have fun. The last
you have to
time,
enjoy.
guys, Crystal came to my set was at Mr. C.
shout out Mr. C, shout out to Bisha. Love you guys.
Charles Kaboot, love
yeah,
you.
Love you, Charles. Yeah, on the pod soon, Charles. I'm really scared. I'm not gonna ask you the tough stuff, but I'm gonna ask you some stuff.
Charles is my biggest
The best. What he's done in the city.
I love Charles.
Great guy.
Guys, so the first time Crystal came to my sets was at Mr. C, and he doesn't like this music, right? But he came out and him and his friends. It was your friend's birthday.
With me, yeah.
They started Dabke.
Dabke, you don't need a translation.
Dabke. I left my decks and I danced with them. We were all dancing. Yeah, we were all dancing, and it was so much fun.
Wherever we go, whatever music we dance.
I wish someone had like a recording of it, but we were dancing Dabke to freaking like
House
tech
music.
house
Yeah.
music, which
Yeah.
was so cool.
So
We were
cool.
still on freaking beat somehow, but
Wherever we go, we have to.
it was the first time someone does that with me. I haven't like danced Dabke here in a while, a bit of a while.
I know.
Yeah, so
well,
it
we
was
gotta
fun.
get you in like a true Arab night one night. Sahara, Phoenicia.
I've been to Sahara once,
Yeah. What day did you go?
a really long time ago.
No,
like
but
a
you don't
years.
remember what day it was?
No.
Saturday, it's like singer Arabic. Friday is more DJ. But
Yeah. No, I don't remember.
you know what? We've talked about
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
You've told us your story.
Mm-hmm.
Now we know you're in the city. I know every week you have something, right? Every week you have a gig. Every week. you
Yeah,
have a
right now
thing.
I'm taking a bit of a like not a break. I'm focusing on music a little bit right now.
Take your time. Release some more tracks. What can I say? It's to see a sister from back home come to Canada, same city, and do what she's done and make a name for herself in the scene. It's a pleasure. And
Thank you.
never forget your Arabic roots, which I know you don't.
No.
But if you can mix them, just like Marshmallow Nancy did something.
Yeah,
You know,
for
I got a good
sure.
voice. I could sing. If you want, we gotta do something together. Or
I heard you on your stories.
Yeah, بغني كل
Goddamn,
شيء.
you're like they just in the basement. You guys like always like have the stories in the basement. And they're just like singing all
do
the
it.
time.
My dad always down for
Yeah,
a
they're
party,
mawal.
always.
They're always
Everything. I'm very old school. Like,
It's so interesting that you have that
I
in you
know, I
though.
was
That
born
you're
and raised
born
here,
here.
too.
That's so interesting.
It's crazy. I don't know how I did
Honestly,
it.
I'm like good for you. I haven't seen like الموال خالي like my uncles, you know, like.
Well, we're gonna have a night, straight Arab night. One night, I'll invite you over. This and
Yeah, that's what
that.
Sasha knows how to dabke as well. I
Yeah.
taught him.
Who doesn't know how to dabke? Nowadays, they know how to dabke more than they know how to fucking two-step. But Dana,
absolutely.
it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. I know a lot of people are nervous when they come on this pod because I'm a loose cannon. I could say anything and do anything at any time. But it's been a pleasure.
Always.
Thank you for
You
telling us
too.
your story. Your story is interesting.
Of course.
Thank you for telling us your story.
Always.
Don't ever stop. Become the queen of techno. Raise العالم سورية
I can't wait to do that.
Yeah.
I can't wait to do that.
I'm
can't wait to
sorry, I
do
should have had one today. I don't know where I would have put it, but
I would've-
yeah, something. Syria, Lebanon, we're brothers
Yeah.
and sisters for life.
Always.
So thank you for coming. Thank you for doing
Thank you
this.
for
It's been a
having
pleasure having you here. And
Thank
the
you.
podcast episode 15 is
It's
complete.
wrapped up.
Anything you want to say? You want to send us off? Something?
Thank
What's
you.
your next gigs so people can join us?
My next gig?
Yeah, your next gigs. Do you know anything? Where
Not
are you going to
now,
be next?
no, I don't know.
You're taking a
No,
break?
I'm taking a
Next
little-
song soon?
Next week.
Next week? What's it?
July 27th it's
Name?
releasing.
Name?
Fembot. It's inspired by the Barbie movie.
It's inspired. Go see the Barbie movie and go listen to Dana's track. Love you all. Thank you for tuning in to
Bye.
podcast episode 14. Thank you.